Hey, what up, guys? This is Kevin, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down some formulas that we can learn from, of all people, Jimmy Kimmel, and also, unbelievable actress by the name of Kerry Washington. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn this into a series because there's so many things that I want to cover, all from this one post. So check it out. So this is one tweet that was sent out, and attached is an image from Instagram that I want to break down. And we're going to do a couple of videos. One is going to be on what Jimmy Kimmel is doing here by turning his guests into viralizers, which, if you don't know, with this being the first series we're going to be putting out on viralizers. Viralizers is a brand that I started about, well, I registered the domain about a year ago. I've been working behind the scenes now for about a year, putting this together. And now we're starting to, let people come in. It's going to be a high-level program, but we're also going to have the blog up front, which is where you're probably seeing this right now, or where this, came from. It's going to be posted on the blog. So what I wanted to do is use this post as an example because it represents what viralizers is all about. Now, if you don't know what viralizers is just a word. Viralizing is a word that I made up for the process of making content go viral. That's viralizing. You make content go viral. Now, viralizers are people who make that content go viral, who put that process into action. Now, we as viralizers, so the viralizers brand is going to be a community of people that then go to the next step, which is monetizing the viralizing. And I'm not trying to get all poetic here, but basically we're going to build communities by providing kick-ass content, a kick-ass spot for people to chill, talk about a specific passion. So one passion, or for example, one of the sites that I'm going to be launching, that I've been working on right now, recording podcasts, is going to be politicallybranded.com. Now, politicallybranded.com is two of my passions combined. So I'm going to define my own category. Now, don't get me wrong. There's already people who have books and, touch on the topic of political branding. But I believe we could be the first to build a community for people that share my two passions, which is politics and branding. So that's an example. We build communities, we make content go viral. We started off with our content, and there's a lot of other pieces that I won't go into now, but that's in essence what Viralizers is all about, where it originated. So now let me show you how Jimmy Kimmel is turning his guests into viralizers. So this is going to be part one of the series, and then in part two, we're going to break down the actual tweet that was sent out by Kerry Washington, who did, just an insane job. There's so much stuff to cover just there. I won't be able to cover it all. I'll cover the big parts, but believe me when I tell you, there's a very long list. I could turn it into a 3-part webinar series on all the stuff that Kerry did right there that's just unbelievable when it comes to viralizing. So, part one. Let's talk about what Jimmy Kimmel is doing right here and how it's absolutely genius. So what he does is, I believe this is probably, I'm guessing this is probably in the waiting area, right? The guests are waiting to go out to be interviewed by Jimmy. And what they do is they have this, frame up on the wall. And the first step, it says, the first part, it says, we ask you to kindly tweet your appearance. Now think about this. This is genius. Why? Because number one, for a fact that the majority of the people that are going to be coming onto your show, if they're coming onto a show like Jimmy Kimmel, it's because they're famous and, they're a celebrity, they're a famous actress or actor, they've done something, maybe they're a singer, whatever it is, chances are they have millions and millions or at least hundreds of thousands of Twitter followers. That goes without saying. Maybe some of them are not on Twitter, but nowadays the majority are, right? But this is what I really want to point out to you. So this is really smart because, number one, these people have huge followings. If they tweet out, that's going to get some people to come over, boom, boom, boom. They start watching the show, they dig it, whatever. But look at what they do in step two. in step 2 or part 2, they say, and mention @ Jimmy Kimmel. This is where they turn their guests into viralizers. Let me break that down. So a viralizer is somebody that makes your content go viral, right? Now, if Kerry Washington here, just tweeted out, hey, I'm going to be on Jimmy Kimmel tonight, tune in, whatever, a bunch of people are going to tune in, they're going to watch it, the ratings go up for that day, and whatever, maybe tomorrow another person comes by. But are those gains sustainable? Probably not, right? Are they, every day they'll probably get a boost depending on how big that guest is and how big their following is by getting that person's followers to tune in because they want to see that person they're following on Jimmy Kimmel. But is Jimmy Kimmel's brand continuing to build? Is his audience getting bigger? And what I mean, are those people going to stick with him? Not really. They're probably going to tune in to see that one person they liked, and that's it, right? Boom, go on their way. Tomorrow they'll be passed out before midnight because that's what time the show comes on. But look in step 2. Mention @Jimmy Kimmel. What is @Jimmy Kimmel? What that is, the @ username. Well, to do that, what you have to do is you have to put the @ and then the actual username of the person's profile. Okay, so that's the person's profile username. So the @ basically is when you want to @reply, which is, think of it this way. It's like sending somebody a private message on Facebook or any other social network, but instead of it being private, it's public. So you're replying to that person. That reply is then public, which gets posted to that person's profile. And if they have thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions of people that are coming to check out their profile, they see the post, boom, boom, they get some people, right? So now what is happening is when Kerry Washington sends this tweet out with @Jimmy Kimmel, what happens is Jimmy Kimmel now gets underlined and it turns into a hyperlink. It gets hyperlinked to Jimmy Kimmel's profile. So now, not only will they tune in at midnight, but some of those people are going to click on that link, go to Jimmy Kimmel's profile, and stop following Jimmy Kimmel. Think about that. You see the difference there? Huge distinction between getting some people to tune into the show and getting people to come to his profile, follow him, and now think about what happens over time. If every single night he's got 2 or 3 guests, each that have an average of, let's say, 250,000 followers, right? And let's say, I'm just going to pull a number out of thin air. This is not, I have no facts to back this up or stats, but let's say that 1% of the people go and follow Jimmy Kimmel. Well, 250,000, 1% would be what? 2,500, right? Yeah, 2,500 would be 1%. So 2,500 people times 3, because 3 guests. So you got 7,500 people every day that will now stop following Jimmy Kimmel. Now, those numbers are probably over-exaggerated, but you get what I'm saying. The point is, instead of getting a bunch of people to tune in tonight, his audience, the number of people following him is continuing to grow every single night by 7,500 people, right? Or we'll say an average. And even if it was 10% of that, even if it was 750 people a night, that's still every day. His audience is actually growing. And what is he doing to get that audience to grow? What actions is he taking? None. How much is it costing him? Absolutely nothing. Right? Now, why would people want to even follow Jimmy Kimmel just because, Kerry Washington, someone they follow, puts out this tweet? Because what you have to realize is this is not just somebody saying, hey, go check out, this dude or, this chick's profile. What they're saying is they're actually endorsing that person. Why do brands pay celebrities to why would a brand, whatever makeup companies, I can't think of any, but whatever makeup companies are out there, why would they pay Kerry Washington to do a commercial saying, I use, this kind of cover up or whatever? Because that's an endorsement. They say, oh, they love Kerry Washington, so if she uses that kind of makeup, oh, they're going to want to use that kind of makeup. You see, there's an endorsement there. So this is kind of like free endorsements. This is kind of like having somebody do a commercial for you without having to pay them and getting all their followers to come check out your profile. Then in part 3, they put Jimmy Kimmel Live weeknights at 12 a.m. on ABC. Obviously, they're going to put that because the guest probably doesn't even watch the show. It doesn't know what time it comes on at night. For all they know, it could come on at 11 p.m. So now they have the information needed to say, hey, I'm going to be on Jimmy Kimmel tonight. Well, I'm going to be on at Jimmy Kimmel tonight at midnight on ABC. They have the information they need to answer people's questions or whatever, or just put it in the actual tweet. So do you see how this works? Guys, for a while now, that I've, since 2008, been very strong in social media, right? It was my passion. Then, everyone else kind of caught up to us, if you will, when it came to social media. When we started, everybody was saying, oh, social media is a fad. It's a waste of time. Nobody cares what you're going to eat for dinner or what movie you watched last night, whatever. Everybody, all the quote-unquote experts were saying, it's a fad. Don't waste your time. Now, everybody and their mother is a social media expert, right? So this is why I took the past, probably year to really just not be too public and put out content, but just really research where are the next 5 years going to go, right? Where are we going over the next 5 years? And I have some predictions that I'll tell you right now. I think even I have some predictions that are probably going to seem to the average person insane, but I'll tell you right now, I think my predictions are not even close to how crazy things are about to get. Okay, you have to realize that the internet is still a baby. It's like a teenager right now. It's a teenager. It's still a kid. It's still a virgin. And we are about to see explosions because as more and more people start to come online, iPads, iPhones, everyone has a computer in their pocket at all times. Think about that. This is not something we had even, 5-6 years ago. We didn't have, not every single person. I mean, my parents immigrated here from Portugal. My father still doesn't speak English fully. My mother does, but she's 64 years old. Didn't go to school here. She speaks great English, but she's not, never used computers. But yet she has an iPad. And last week, she just got herself an iPhone. She's now paying her bills online. She has a Facebook profile. That's insane. My 64-year-old mother is jamming over there, on Facebook, adding friends, and I'm getting calls every day. How do I do this? How do we do that? So things are really just about to explode. Now, with all that said, I honestly, this is one of my predictions, and I know I'll take a lot of heat for this. A lot of people will say, oh, you're nuts. I think Facebook is going to start to decline. I think Facebook is probably at their peak right now, which, believe me, and I know this is probably shocking a lot of people when I say something like this, because my first course was Facebook formulas, right, back in 2008, and Facebook was my thing. And don't get me wrong, I still love Facebook, and I'll use Facebook for years and years and years. And even as Facebook starts to decline, they're still going to be the monster, right? They're still going to be the biggest social media site on the internet. That goes without saying. Here's the difference. I think Facebook now becomes the family party. Facebook no longer is the spot to go and hang out and be yourself. It's now become the family party. It's become the work party. Okay, it's, you got to put on your best. You got to dress very, well. You got to have the best manners. Your boss is there. Your grandparents are there. Your mother and your father are there. Everybody's there. There's going to be a lot of pictures taken. It's no longer where you can just be you. Okay, it's you in the public, if that makes sense. And here's what I mean. When you apply to a college now, they actually have people. Colleges are hiring people now to just always be watching, to research people's Facebook and Twitter profiles before they accept them into their college. When you go to get a job now, People are going through your Facebook status and your Twitter updates for years back to see, are you a party animal? What type of person are you? So here's where I'm going with this to bring it full circle. With the viralizers, you remember I mentioned I believe it's going to be about building kick-ass communities with great, great content. Doesn't have to be your content. It could be someone else's, and we go over this in viralizers. But it's going to be about the communities. And I think niche communities is where it's at. Niche communities is where we are going. Because the guy who likes to gamble online doesn't want to hit the like button and have his mother, his father, his wife, his boss all see that he just liked some article about, how to win at blackjack online when you're betting, gambling for money online. He doesn't want people to see that. He doesn't want his, maybe he's someone that he told everybody he stopped gambling online, right? He doesn't want everybody to know that. But imagine if there was a community just for online gamblers. But when he hit the like button, it was shared just with the other online gamblers. And I see a whole world. I see just, I'm going to keep this stuff to myself because I see a lot of opportunities there, and that's where we're going. Anybody in viralizers will get that information, but I'm not going to put it out there publicly. But that's just my personal opinion. Now, listen, I could be dead wrong. But I don't think I am. And I'm going to have another video that I'll be placing up on viralizers.com, probably on DaSilva.com also, on my fan page. It'll be all over the place, where I'm actually going to show you proof of this. ComScore just came out with a report a few months ago that shows that even though Facebook had like 128 million unique visitors in the month, it was actually a decline. So even though I've been saying this to my clients and friends for over 6 months, now we actually are starting to get data to back this up. Now, the reason I bring this all up is because it all goes into viralizers, right? And viralizing your content. And I'm not talking about the course. I'm talking about you have to be viralizing. This is the next level of using social media to build your brand, to build your leads, your traffic, your list. This is where we're going, okay? We have to get very strategic. And in the next video, I'm going to break down this tweet that Kerry Washington put out. And I mean, it's just, there's so much going on there that you have no idea. I'm going to break down for you in that video. We already talked about the @ sign, but I'll break down how Kerry's not only viralizing Jimmy Kimmel's brand and also President Obama's brand with the hashtag Obama 2012, but she's actually viralizing her brands by viralizing their brands. This is going to be really cool when I break this down for you. So that's in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope you like where this is going. I look forward to your feedback. Just one thing I'll ask. I just mentioned President Obama. I'm not looking to get political here. Even on my politicallybranded.com, I'm not looking to get political there. We're looking at this solely from a marketing and branding aspect and a viralizing aspect. That's all we care about. We're not looking for any talk about supporting President Obama or supporting Mitt Romney. I'm going to be bringing up a lot of stuff like that and how people are using Twitter and social media to and with the election right now, there's a lot of people. That's one of the best examples I can use. Just don't ever go there, please. Anybody that does, of course, will be banned and all, the rest of the stuff that'll happen. Just don't go there. Let's keep it on marketing. Let's keep it positive. And that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got a lot of value. Let's go on to part 2, where we'll break down Kerry Washington's just kick-ass tweet and the perfect model for viralizing using Twitter.